Today we're going to be talking about how you can use Mr. Beast to build your business. A lot of people are sitting there going, oh, what am I going to do this year in 2023? Well, guess what? Mr. Beast has the answer. What we're going to do is first we're going to look at, are you a beast? Second, we're going to talk about the secrets of Mr. Beast and how you can use Mr. Beast to dominate your market. Now, you're all saying, oh, well, Mr. Beast, who's Mr. Beast? If you have a child that you're related to under the age of 21, they know who Mr. Beast is. He has over 100 million followers. He's probably going to be the first YouTube star to make over $1 billion. In fact, he's been offered over $1 billion for his company. Now, Mr. Beast has actually started as a 13-year-old. Right here, 13 years old. So if you have a 13-year-old, it's time to get them off the dime and start their own business with you in their family. He was an accidental success. And this is how Mr. Beast became an accidental success. He got his first sponsorship for $10,000, and he decided to give the $10,000 to a homeless person and filmed it. It got 10 million views and kicked off his social media platform. He's a YouTuber, and all you have to do is just punch in Mr. Beast, and he's going to show up multiple times. Finally, as you can see on the slide, he actually is a capitalist that uses a nonprofit approach. In other words, what we're talking about is you, by helping community groups, can actually build your business. And I'm going to show you how. Next slide, please. So, here we are. We're looking at the focus, focus, focus. Most business people spend the first 2 months of their year trying to determine what they're going to do for the rest of the year. Well, what you need to do is you need to focus on one thing, build it, and people will then become followers of yours. So when we're looking at this, he created his first 1,200 videos before he got his first check. We're talking about Mr. Beast now. So all you people who think you're going to be a YouTube star overnight, it isn't going to happen. It isn't going to happen. 1,200 videos before he got his first $10,000 check. His first YouTube check, remember monetization, was several $100s. So it tells you that you have to be committed. And he was focused, focused, focused. So what did he do? After he got his first $10,000 check, he got 20 of his pals that were all YouTube people, and they created a mastermind. Does your company have a mastermind? And who should be in your mastermind? It should be your suppliers, it should be your customers, and it should be your staff. If you use those three, you're going to create a successful business. But it takes more than one, because most people are going, well, you know, I'm going to do everything on my own. Early on, Mr. Beast determined that he couldn't do it on his own, and he needed the help of his mastermind group. Now, you're saying, oh, mastermind group, that's going to take a couple hours a week. This guy spent 20 hours a day with his mastermind group for the first 3 years in order to build his business. Everybody says, oh, well, you know, he just does little videos for young people. Well, wouldn't you like to have 100 million followers? And guess what? Those young followers got older and older and older, and he became more and more successful as the days went along. Like I said, he gave his first $10,000 to a homeless person. Why did he do that? His mom says, oh, you just got $10,000 from a sponsor. Why don't you keep $2,000 and give the homeless guy $8,000? And his answer to that was very simple. $10,000 sounds like a lot of money. $8,000 doesn't. So for me to keep $2,000 is stupid. I'm going to give him the whole $10,000. And his mom goes, okay, okay. Just as long as you keep going to college. Well, you know he wasn't going to college. He was registered. He showed up every day, and he did videos in the parking lot. When he got his first check for $25,000, his mom said, so I just got a notification that you haven't been going to class. And he goes, oh, I haven't gone to class since the second day. And she says, well, you know what the deal is. You're out of the house. You can't be in the house if you're not going to school, because that's our deal. And he goes, well, guess what? I'm moving out tonight. And she goes, how are you going to do that? I just got a $25,000 check. Whoa, off of YouTube? And he goes, yes. So that was really the beginning of the Mr. Beast saga. College dropout after day 2, and financial wizard within 14 or 15 years. Now, how does he make money using the community? This is really critical. First, you know, he has a food bank program in North Carolina. So a lot of people say, well, you know, why would you sponsor a food bank? And he says, listen, how many people come to the food bank? It was over 1,000 people. Automatically, you have 1,000 followers. Then you have the people who are supporting the food bank in addition to you. You got another couple thousand. And then all of a sudden it becomes virtual. And now it's 10,000 and 100,000. And what do people think about Mr. Beast? He's fantastic. He's a great person. Why aren't you guys, and when I say you guys, business people, supporting your local food bank? And I don't mean necessarily going there and working or whatever, but it needs to be part of your marketing strategy, which it is for Mr. Beast. Second, you see the housing giveaway. You have to do something that is absolutely obnoxious for people to pay attention to you. And what I mean by this is Mr. Beast put a sign out, said open house, $1 for this house. He had 100 people show up. Everybody walks in, they sit down, they go, you're selling a house for $1? What's the deal? No deal. If you got $1, you can own this house. Oh, no. There's got to be a catch. No, the catch is you got to buy the house now. So he ended up selling the house. But think about this. He created a public relations extravaganza. See, you don't give away a house for $1 and not tell anybody. He made sure he told everybody. He had over 20 million views on giving away a house for $1. And then he does these videos, and these people are crying. I love my house. Mr. Beast is the greatest. You see, when people have a positive view of you, they're going to do business with you. Remember what the deal is. They got to know who you are, they got to like you, and then they have to trust you. Mr. Beast has all three, and then they do business with him. Okay? Next is, you see the ocean cleanup. The ocean cleanup actually happened after the trees, but somebody said, hey, you know, the planet is dying. We need trees. So what does Mr. Beast do? He creates a program where he's going to plant 1 million trees. See, it's outrageous. You can't do just a little thing if you want people to follow you. You have to do something extremely large. And that's one of the reasons why we're putting together the I3 Social Club, is to get a lot of people to put emphasis in one area. It's called fusion marketing. You're going to have to follow us because we're going to go into the whole details of fusion marketing and why it's important for you in order to build your business. The next is the ocean cleanup. So here he is. He's saying for every $1 you donate, we clean up $5 of waste in the ocean. Over 10 million people put money into the ocean cleanup. 10 million people. Well, guess what? That's 10 million views. Right? And he's doing something good for the community and for the world. And he's actually expanded beyond the world. Okay? So next we go to the prizes, which I call financial support. Okay. Many of you probably don't know, but he has contests all the time. Put your hand on a car, get the car. Put all the things from a store in the middle of a circle, and you get all that stuff, okay? But if it touches outside the circle, you lose. So there's a win-lose situation. So it's a contest. It's not a giveaway. And because it's a contest, it's legal. If it was just a giveaway that you had to register, then it's not legal. So he's very clever about how he uses contests. So let's go to the next one here. He is famous for what we call team challenges. So what he does is he took 100 YouTubers that had over 100,000 viewers and put them together in a contest to win $1 million. Well, if you do the math, that means he's got over 100 million potential viewers just by having these 100 YouTubers. Does that make sense? Absolutely it makes sense. Because what he's doing is he's having everybody buy into his community. Now, which ones am I talking about? First of all, he does outrageous things. He buried himself alive for 48 hours, and the kids just loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing. It cost $1 million to do that buried alive. The second one is hide and seek with the FBI. So now he's playing games that everybody is familiar with and everybody can understand. Hide and seek. So he has an FBI agent that's trying to find him, and he's in helicopters, he's in different places, and you're following him around, and he clips all of that so that it's fast-paced and fast-moving. In other words, when you do a video using the Mr. Beast strategy, it has to be fast-paced. It has to be changing up. You got to tell multiple stories inside the story. And a lot of people aren't doing that. They just say, oh, well, this and that. Okay, boring. Mr. Beast says you have to have a 75% watch rate. In other words, everybody has to watch at least 75% of the video in order to be considered successful. See, and I'm learning all these lessons from a kid who's 24 years old, for criminy sakes. Why? Because he's got 11 years of experience. Actually, he has 12 years of experience. Next, you see the Antarctic Challenge. This is where he flew his little crew. He has a crew of people. And they all flew down into the Antarctica and spent a couple days freezing to death in the cold. All right? I mean, that's outrageous. So why are we not, as business people, sponsoring an event like that where we could bring our homies, as they say, or our people, and go on a trip and then film it? Because people, when you have an event that's life-changing or a bucket list, guess what? They share it with everybody. And that's how you build a viral organization. Finally, when you look at the Squid Game, he takes popular games and popular things that are going on, and he turns them into his own. Squid Game being an example. The other is Charlie Wonka, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. He recreated that. So he recreated the Squid Game, the Willy Wonka. He recreates all of these things and then gives it his spin on it. One of the other things is he bought 1 million scratchers, okay, and invited 1,000 people, or not 1,000, but 100 people to come and scratch off all the scratchers to see if they could actually make more than $1 million. They didn't. They made 700,000, proving the point that scratchers are not the best way to build wealth. But the point is that it was exciting. And you see all these kids in there scratching. It's that kind of thing that brings people to your company and to your business. Finally, we'll go to the next slide. You see that? There he is right there. Okay, so When he has created what we call a moat, a business moat, we all have the ability to do that. The concept was actually created by Warren Buffett, and basically that's how he invests. He looks for companies that own their business and cannot be broken. A moat is that protective water around a castle. Mr. Beast does it 3 ways. One, he's now in the $1 million per video. The average YouTuber cannot compete. What it takes for him to do a video is just incredible. He's going to spend $1 million on a video. Now, there is a video opportunity that we have that we could actually pull off with Mr. Beast, but we'll talk about that in another video. But this particular idea that we have, I'm sure is a Mr. Beast type of idea. Next, he has 100 million subscribers. That's on one channel. He has 5 channels. Now he has channels in all the languages: Spanish, French, Chinese, the Chinese Canton and Mandarin. He has all the languages are now translated in Mr. Beast. It's incredible. And he has other people talking, right, as if they're Mr. Beast. So it's not just the tagline. It's the actual person is talking like he's Mr. Beast, but in a language that's foreign to us. He's an international phenomenon. Finally, he has incredible equipment. He has over 100 cameras of all types. We have a young man back here from Cinema Dreams that would love to have the 100 cameras that Mr. Beast has. And he does multiple shots. So when he's doing a video, he's not shooting just from one angle, he's shooting from multiple angles. That is expensive. However, if you utilize some of the services of i3, we might be able to show you how you can do it a little bit for less money. Okay, next slide. Create new business opportunities. What Mr. Beast did is he decided that he wasn't going to just be a YouTube star. As you can see, he created a snack food company with Mr. Beast chocolate bars. He has an app that's called Finger on the App, where you could have won $1 million by keeping your finger on the app. He has a clothing line, which he now has sponsored by Shopify. And then finally, there's a Mr. Beast burger chain. There he is at his burger chain. His burger chain is virtual. And one of the great things that i3 is doing, in conjunction with a couple other companies, is actually creating a virtual kitchen where we can sell Mr. Beast burgers and make money. So he's got 3,000 locations. He opened his first physical location in New Jersey, and they had 30,000 people show up for the grand opening. They closed a mall to make room for all the people that were there because of his small little kitchen in one of those, mall restaurant areas, right? Just one of those little, like a little, walk-up type thing. But he was served over. He served over. I think it was close to 60,000 burgers, and he missed the world record by a couple. And it's sort of in dispute because Mr. Beast thinks he has the world record on most hamburgers sold in a day. That is Jimmy. That's his name. Okay? And he was a 13-year-old phenom that took 12 years to build this empire. And what we're going to do, especially with the i3, is show you how you can use strategies from Mr. Beast to build your business over time. And quickly. See, I'm an old guy. He's a young guy. I'm learning from him because this is a new world that we live in. But the world that we live in now, I think we need to take care of three things. Number one, we have to understand what our market is. Number two is we have to find products that we can sell in addition to the products that we're already selling that bolt on. In other words, they work together. And number three is we got to use the hybrid method. And what I mean by the hybrid method is you need a live event, you need a digital or a virtual event, and you also need to be able to have an archive of the of the events that you did so that you can constantly sell using an evergreen strategy. So with that, stay tuned because I3 is on fire, and we're going to show you how you can increase your business. Our goal is, one, is to help you over 3 years develop a $100,000 investment portfolio. Two, and even more importantly, is help you diversify into new business opportunities. And number three, work together in a fusion marketing way in order to solve your business crisis. And of course, obviously somebody was listening and they're already calling in. So always call in to I3, and you'll find that this was a successful strategy for you to join our organization. We're a social club. We want to have fun during finance. The big question is, why not you? Why are you not part of the I3 to build your business over time? Thank you for your time.